Hello, my Fire Legion. It is your Fire King Renegade here, coming at you with part 2 of What If Deku Was Spawn. Now, before we get into this video, I'd like to say a few things. You boys got Discord! Let go! So, yeah. The link to the Discord, it's probably not going to be in the description down below. Not going to lie. It may or may not be there. Depends if I remember. Also, if I figure out how to link my Instagram, Instagram.com/RenegadeFireKing. Go follow me over there. I'll start posting notifications when my next video goes up or when I'm about to start streaming. So yeah. Getting all this out of the way, let's get started. So, last time we left off, the interviews happened, and the race and everything, and everyone was having pretty much fun. Hold on, real quickly. I need to go do something. I would just like to give a shout out to, where is it? Well, I'd like to give a shout out to Luther Legend for telling me, Spawn has camouflage. To this, lovely person, Kilju Patoon, he had another message, here it is. The suit name was Letha, so thank you to him as well. Thank you, Chris, for telling me fallen angels are demons and angels, so you know. And, Ahmad, thank you for reminding me to do part 2 of this. Just kind of want to give you all a little shout out you guys deserve, and I'm sorry for your loss, Killjoy Platoon. But yeah, back to the video. So yeah, so as I was saying, where we left off, everyone got back from the interviews, and everyone except Manita got stronger. And, Manita got drilled a little bit of manners into him. Not many, a little bit, but not many. Thank you, Mount Lady. So he did come back with a few bruises because they were training. And the reason of these bruises is because he was a asshole. And little backstory and a spoiler for any of you who have not caught up with the anime or manga yet. But during the part where Mirio and Deku decided to bring Eri to the... Eri, oh my god. Eri, Jesus, Eri to the Forge Festival, during where everything's getting set up. Mineta, and I quote, said this: "You look nice, can't wait to see you in 10 years. So everything I do to this man in all my what ifs is justified. Because this guy's a pedophile and a pervert." So that punishment I wished upon him in my last part, the earphone jack to the dick, which, again, hurts like a motherfucker, is the worst. So anyways, yeah. So everything's going about normal. Deku's training down in hell with Satanel. And Satanel and the other 5 kings of hell, there are 7. There's one king that's becoming a bit of a problem for all of them. And, Satanel asked Deku if he would like to challenge this king for his throne. And because Satanel did save Deku's life, he kindly accepts. And at first, Deku's losing, but he has a trump card. I call this, I'm gonna call it, until I can actually figure out, it's not a doppelganger style, really. It's like a... Shadow Fighters. Yeah, Shadow Fighters I'm going to call it. So what Shadow Fighter is I'm going to give Letha the ability to basically clone herself. So the armor, it will clone itself into a more morphed shape of what it looks like. What Spawn looks like. No cape, just all black with green eyes. And right now, her limit is 20. Because she can only make so many of them before Deku's armor starts to weaken. But Deku can increase this time limit by training. So if Deku and Letha train, that limit will become higher. So basically what I'm saying is Deku will be able to get 2 million. He can be an army basically at that point. But yeah, let's get onto it. So Deku and his army of 20, they decimate Sethalos, I'm going to call him. And if Sethalos is a demon name in some religion or is like something from a video game or something, I just pull these names randomly from my head. Like, I probably heard them somewhere before, like a long time ago, and I just don't remember them until now. So yeah. Anyways. So Deku, after beating him, gets his crown. And this crown times his abilities by 80. So, what I'm going to use to kind of help you guys with this is power levels. But power levels are a bit bullshit, but this is kind of just give you a reference where he lies. So, Deku's power level when he went to fight Sethalos was 3 million. Times that by 80, he's OP. So, if he wanted to fight at 100%, he would decimate everything. But basically, Deku's going to be holding back because 100% punch would kill someone. 110%. So, unless they have a good regeneration quirk, he should not go 100%. Even then, he may want to hold back. But basically, Letha can absorb the crown, so they still get the power boost. It's just that he isn't wearing a crown. So not everyone's suspicious. But Deku is crowned one of the 7 Kings of Hell. And, Deku, he fights at 10% of his power. That's where he's 3 million lies. Is at 10%. So, yeah. Time goes by as Deku's learning how to control his power more by training with Satanel and Bakugo as well. Like, Bakugo, he's also been training with. So, Bakugo, Deku, they're becoming good friends once again. They're coming up with, like, good tag team moves. I'm also going to say this. Every, like twice a week, Momo will ask if she can join in the training. Bakugo would immediately brush her off. But Deku would say, yeah, sure, why not? And, Bakugo would be mad, but he'd be like, fine, whatever. But as time went on, it grew on Bakugo to kind of let him go. So he just go like, ugh, like that. Because, he feels like they can't train at what they want to train at. Because, Momo isn't Momo. Oh my god. Okay, let me slow down here real quick. Momo is not at their level. So, as time progresses, all 3 of them are getting stronger. And, summer starts to roll around. They get told about the training camp. And, everything. But before the training camp, they gotta do their finals. So, the finals are gonna look like this. Kendo will say that it's just gonna be like robots, like some second years told them, but no. It's not gonna be robots for them. Because the teachers still think that Class 1A, they're progressing so much farther than they expected already. So they decide to pin the entire class against all the teachers. Their goal is to either A, capture all the teachers, or B, a majority of them has to escape. But, to throw in a twist, there's a third way to pass. To rescue the hostages. And they put a little sign out and Principal Nezu would say on announcements, who would like to be help with Class 1A's final exam. So, basically, they could sign up to be either a villain, like a little henchman, or a hostage. Momo and a lot of the other classes are going to become henchmen. A few, though, decide to become hostages. And here's the plan Deku comes up with. Everyone follows Deku, Bakugo, Momo, Ida. All of them are kind of like the people they look towards for a plan. Momo and Ida, Deku, are more of a strategist, while Bakugo, he could see where whose powers we would need where, because he thinks more along fighting. So who would be better to take down whoever? Bakugo's kind of like got Goku's smart of fighting. How Goku is most of the time really dumb? It's laughable at how dumb he is. Well, when it comes to fighting, he's a flippin' genius. So yeah. They come up with a plan to save the hostages and capture the villains. The hostages are just bonus points. They could escape on their own. But what ends up happening is the class captures all the the villains or the teachers and their henchmen and save the hostage. And not a single person dies or fails except Mineta, because fuck Mineta. Seriously, this pedophile, pervert, asshole can go die in the deepest fire you can find in hell. Yeah. Anyways. I'm going for 11 minutes, Jesus. Covering a lot of shit in a short amount of time. I make these things long. It's just because I talk so fast. But yeah, everyone's happy they passed, and the teachers would kind of look at this being like, I wonder. Because they're thinking about sending them to get their provisional license. And I'm going to say Deku, he goes home. He kind of goes home to just stay a night in. He tells Satanel, saying, hey man, I don't really want to train after my final exam. I just kind of want to lay down and rest for a bit. He'd be like, alright man, I see you. Sethuros pretty much, he answers to Deku, and if someone has a problem with him, Deku will handle it. But when Deku's not in hell, Sethuros kind of keeps everything running. But if he does something that Deku doesn't like being a jerk, Satanel has gotten all except for Sethuros to follow that little plan of reforming demons. So every 7 Kingdoms of Hell is trying to reform demons. Excuse me. And send them up to heaven. Kind of give them some help. Redeem them. Just like that. And, Deku would also talk to God every once in a while, ask him, how things have been up there, making sure, asking him for some advice and leadership. In case, Satanel or the other 5 kings don't have anything to really help him with. So, Satanel and God are kind of like Deku's mentors, along with All Might and the teachers. So, yeah. Deku is home alone because Inko and Deku's father, they went out to, went out to have a bit of a time on the, night on the town. As they would. Deku's just kind of sitting there, home alone. And, they said they'd be gone for maybe about a week or so. Uh, Deku's gonna get a visit from Momo. Don't ask how she tracked him down because it's gonna be through some money ways that kind of a Momo isn't really a yandere in this story. She's just kind of like she's kind of on that side, but she won't kill for him. Like I don't know how to explain it. Uh, Basically, she will use some illegal methods to track down where he lives. Ugh. Just saying, if a girl ever does that to find out where you live from your school, just saying, run. Fucking run. And for my lady viewers out there, if a boy does it, run. Don't let crazy stick your dick in you, or don't stick your dick in crazy. Where was I going with this? I have no clue. Back to the story. So that could be wondering how she got his number. Not number, home address, and she'd make a lie saying she asked Bakugo, and she'd be like, "Oh, okay." And Deku would invite her in. Deku was making some dinner for himself, and he'd say, "Would you like something to eat?" And Momo would say, "Sure, why not?" They kind of just talk and have a nice time. Talk about because Deku can create stuff like guns and shit and swords, chains, all that. Thank you, Letha. But Momo kind of talks about how their quirks are similar. It's more like the Well, why am I trying to explain this? You guys know what this is. I'm sorry if I do that, guys. But yeah. So, Deku explains to them and tells them what's going on. Explains to them. Tells her, just kind of, yeah, our powers are similar. And, they're kind of hitting it off, being friendly and stuff. Deku's starting to feel a little spark there. Momo, she's into him. Not gonna lie. Because, Deku ain't no slouch. He's a good-looking young man. Yeah. To give you guys a reference to who I'm trying to reference here, basically combine Deku with Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, before he got turned into a tumorous cancer. Or an avocado that face fucked an older avocado. Or Fred Krueger face fucking a topograph of Utah. There's a lot of things that could go with it. Basically, Deadpool before he got turned into Deadpool. There you go. Don't know why I just didn't say that. Going off on a tangent again. Back to the story. So, they're having a good time, just talking, chilling, being friends and stuff. I'm gonna say a rainstorm hits. And a pretty nasty one. And Momo would go try to leave, but Deku would say, nah, I'll sleep on the couch, you can take my bed. And Momo would say, nah, you can have your bed, I'll take the couch. And Deku would then insist that, no, she take the bed. And Momo would say, how about this? You take the floor in your room, and I will take your bed. That way, if it ends up being two... Wait, no, I need to flip that real quick. Oh my god. Hold on. I don't pre-plan these, guys. I don't pre-plan them at all. So basically, what she's saying is, she's gonna sleep on the floor in Deku's room. Like, she'll take one of Deku's blankets. Like, Deku has a few blankets on his bed. Like, he has, like, 3. Like, the reason he has 3 blankets on his bed is because, in case, like, it gets, like, before he got his powers, like, he doesn't need it anymore, but to not raise suspicions, he uses them still. Like, on winter nights, it would get super cold, so, he'd have them in case, like, it gets cold on nights. So, excuse me. Before I recorded, I had a stuffed crust pizza. Oh, that was good. Anyways. So Momo would take the 2 blankets and the pillow and put it on the ground. And she'd go to bed, Deku, he'd be in his PJs, which are basically just like, kind of like what I'm wearing right now, some sweatpants and a tank top. Like, that's why I usually wear to bed. Well, mine's more of a muscle shirt, but yeah. Basically, sweatpants and a tank top, kind of bed. And, it gets cold on the floor, and, Momo's in that, like, day sleep. And to any of the boys who had this, to any of my Fire Legion boys out there, if any of you have had happen this to you, then my God, that must have been a stressful day. Like, alright, here's a little story for you guys. So, there was a bad snowstorm, like, during my 11th grade year. And there's this girl that moved away from my school. Well, wait. No. Hold on. Wait, where was I going with this? I've completely lost my train of thought. I feel like I was gonna... I do this sometimes, guys, like... My brain kind of, like... It overloads, kind of. So, like, I will have 1,000 things running through my mind. Like, this has happened to me in school. Like, while I'm doing my, graphical design classes at times. So I'll be coming up with a plan for, like, what to do for my projects and stuff. Like, I'll have 1,000 things going through my mind. Like, I want to do this. And I'll be all explaining it to myself. And, some of my classmates would be listening, kind of helping me out. And then sometimes my brain would just go, like, it would real quickly go, Renegade Fire King EXE has stopped working. Please reboot. I'd reboot. And I'd be like, what was I talking about? Like, if you guys have ever had that happen before, put it down in the comments below. Oh yeah, I was talking about the story of this girl from my school, used to be. But yeah. Like, I know this was a dream, too, I feel like. I feel like this was a dream, but it felt so real. Like, sometimes I have a hard time determining my dreams from my real life. It's kind of been a thing with me all my life. So, when I was 4, I'm going to give an example real quick. I had a dream where me and my family, we went to a water park. And, I was having a great ass time. It was summer and everything. Next thing I know, after the water park, we get home, I lay in the bed, I wake up and it's winter. Like, it's the middle of the night and it's winter. Like, when I'm sick, usually it happens, or when my allergies are acting up. So I was stuck with the flu. It sucked. So I woke up, I'm like, oh man. And I was crying because, like, I'm 4. I was having a great time. I wasn't sick. I was having the time of my life at the water park. And I wake up in the freezing cold, throwing my guts out. So I'm not 100% sure if this is a true story or not. Like, if it's not, like, 100%, like, happened to me in real life, but happened to me in a dream. But all I know is... Yeah, it was a dream, okay. Because I remember waking up the next morning, red in the face, wondering, like, the fuck happened? But basically, what happened in my dream was, there's this girl from my school, like, she used to be there, and, you know, it was a bad winter storm. And, my mom, she was stuck at her family's house, and the school came over to kind of, like, we were studying together and working on a project. Like, we had both a test and a project we had to do. So we decided to study together and work on the project. She decided to stay the night. We argued for a little bit. So I'm basing this off my own dream, guys. But we argued for a bit to see who would get the floor, and she just finally, like, I was saying she should, like, that she should have it, I should have it, but we kept going back and forth, and we just said, fuck it, we'll flip a coin. Heads, I take the floor. Tails, you take the floor. It landed on tails. So basically, yeah. But during the middle of the night, she climbed up into my bed under my covers to warm up because she was freezing. So this is what's gonna happen, Deku. So Momo climbs up into Deku's bed. She was cold. She decides to climb up and get under the covers with Deku and warm up. And she just kind of fell asleep there. Next morning, Deku's parents arrive home. Inko decides to go check on Deku, and yeah. The most embarrassing thing that could happen to you, or the scariest thing, depends on what your parents are like. Yeah, this was definitely a dream because I remember my dad coming in, and my dad was dead during the time because I was 16. My dad had been dead for 5 years, so yeah, it was definitely a dream. Also, in comments down below, I don't remember if I said this. Like, if you had that happen to you, yeah, I did say if you could not determine your dreams from real life. Because there's always that one dream you can't determine. But yeah, anyways. So, just the loudest, ear-shattering drum scream from Inko you ever heard. Like, it would break a window. And it woke both Deku and Momo out of sleep and sent Deku's dad running. She's Inko is still dressed in the clothes that she wore there. That normal people wear. He's in his pajamas. And Inko would be saying blah blah blah. Going on her mother tangent. Deku's dad would just be like, "Oh, the rainstorm." So Deku's dad and Deku and Deku stopping Momo from talking. Because Deku knows that if he tries to talk now, it's only going to make Inko more mad. So he'd wait for Inko to stop talking. He'd say, "Mom, may I speak now?" And she'd say yes. And, Deku would explain that she came over. Like, they decided to study together. She stayed for dinner as well. The rainstorm got pretty bad, and he didn't want her catching a cold. So, everything's forgiven. She apologizes, and, for the apology, she makes breakfast. So, Inko makes her favorite pancakes. Well, Deku's favorite pancakes. Inko's homemade pancakes. They all eat it, and, Inko would ask, who was that girl? And then he'd say, Momo Yazurozu. And then Inko would immediately, and Deku's dad, jaws would just drop. Like, it's some Looney Tunes shit. Like, those motherfuckers hit the floor. Like, you would, like, call Bugs Bunny. Like, Bugs Bunny's calling and he wants his jaw back. God, I need to start, like, get a better editing software for my computer. So I can just add, like, bell noises, like, ding, 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 ding. Like, call the fucking fire department shit. Anyways, so, Inko would say, out of all the girls from your class to be interested in you, Momo Yatsuro, the famous world class, she explained that their family's pretty much loaded and that she's interested in him. And, Deku would be like, no, 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 no. Like, he'd start styling like, any teenager would in this situation. Like, no, we're just friends and she came over to study, that's all. And Deku's dad is just sitting there like, mm-hmm. Deku's dad's smarter. Like, he didn't notice any books open. Inko's just thinking they put them away, but he knows Deku wouldn't put his books away. Like, he'd be too lazy for that shit. Especially from the time they said he was studying. I don't think so. Because he said they studied up till dinner, then they studied a little more after dinner. Basically till midnight. And unless you are dedicated 100% to keeping your room clean, like, you would go nuts if you didn't have those books put up. Ain't no way you putting up any books. Ain't no way. So, yeah. That happened. No. They'd get to the bus for the train camp. No, Deku and Momo, they'd still be a little red in the face when they see each other. And Minotaur and Kaminari and Sojiro would be like, the hell happened to you two? They'd be like, nothing. Like, Deku's chill about it, though. He ain't like, nothing. Momo, on the other hand, I'm not so sure about that one, Chief. Basically, Momo's a little more having a hard time hiding it. Like, Ashido's like pressing hard, and she'd be like, nothing happened between me and Midoriya-kun. Like, she's saying it like that flirty type bullshit, like, I like him type of shit. Mm-hmm. So, Ashido's got that, like, mm-hmm, yeah, right, mentality. Deku's hiding it a lot better, is what I'm trying to say. And then Minato would just come out and say it. Did you touch Momo's Jigahugalakas? Jigahugalaga. Bagidunidas. You know, that. Momo, right in the face, Deku would be like, no, you perverted little shit, and backhand. Like, backhand and forehand. Like, bitch and pimp slap. Like, double dose type shit. No. They get to the train camp. Manta's running around looking for a place to go to the bathroom. Deku's just sitting there chilling, like, what are we doing on a mountaintop? He's thinking to himself. No. Letha would point out, hey, there are more people here than there should be. And the Wow Wow Pussycats would show up. And before, they can explain anything, Deku would be like, wait a minute. If the train camp's down there, why are we dropped? No. What's the name? I think it's Pixie Bob? Yeah, Pixie Bob is wondering how he knew that. So yeah, train camp begins. All Might isn't there. He's back at UA. No way he could keep his hero form for 2 straight weeks. Excuse me. So, Deku would just say, alright, instead of walking, who just wants to teleport there? Everyone, except Manta, would get teleported. Whoopsie daisy. Deku left Manta behind on purpose. For what he said about him and Momo. No, Deku and Bakugo, they'd start cooking. As the rest of them get down there, they'd be like, how did they beat us? Minato would finally show up, and he'd be saying, you jerks, you left me behind. You could have at least teleported me too, you jerk. And they're all having a good time. Train camp begins, everyone's getting timed increase. Manta's the only one who has to take the special courses besides the Class B people. Out of everyone Class 1A, only Manta has to go. Class B people are still the canon Class B people. Give me a second to get in a more comfortable position here, guys, because I gotta readjust. Yeah, I can keep going. So, you know, as time goes on, they're training their quirks. Deku's, he's making more and more, things to let his armor stay hardened while having more clones out. Well, shadow fighters, as they're called. They get about 1.5 weeks. Well, 1.5. On the last day of the training camp, the Van Action Squad attacks. That's right, they're still here. The crazy bitch with the knives. Fucking Toga. Dobby. Fucking sewed up looking Fred Krueger ass. Muscular little bitch. He's gonna get sent straight to hell. So, their mission is just to kill Class 1A. That's it. Class 1A and Class 1B, just to kill them. No captures, all kill. Minus Spinner. Everyone else is still the same. Koda, he tries punching Deku in the dick, but it doesn't work. Letha just, makes a change and stops him and says, don't try that again. God. That's a cough. So yeah. Class 1A, they're training. Well, they're sleeping, I mean. My God, training. And then, Muscular comes busting through the door. Well, tries to, but Deku manages to wake up and stop him outside the door. And he teleports him somewhere far away from the place. With him. So everyone's in the fight right now. Deku's taking care of Muscular. And he doesn't hold back because he has the pendants there. So Deku's just waiting for that golden opportunity to use it. And he does it. He does the pendants there. And, the whole look into my eyes, your soul stained by the blood of the innocent, feel their pain. But instead of it just burning the soul, it incinerates him. Like, Muscular is dead. He's gone. So, yeah. Muscular is now in hell, burning for eternity. Deku will teleport back saying, he was, he got punched away by a muscular guy. And they have no clue where he went. Even the Van Action Squad doesn't know. No one gets captured. They manage to make it away, but everyone is unscathed in Class 1A. Except Manta. He got his ass kicked a bit. Class 1B, they got their ass kicked a little bit too. Monoma and Minotaur got the worst. So, everything's fine. Everything goes back to normal. And they were really prepared for it, so, Class 1B's injuries are very minor, except Monoma's. He got his ass kicked. Let's see. Yeah. So everyone starts working on their special attacks. Bakugo has one for all. And Deku knows about one for all. because Bakugo sees as Deku someone he can trust. And All Might would agree. And since All Might and Deku did trust Bakugo, All Might and Bakugo trust Deku with their secret. Like, they had it for a while, but never told him. He decides to tell them his secret. That he's not human. So, Bakugo and All Might are digesting that. And, Bakugo's like, that's why you disappeared for 5 months. But All Might is wondering how he managed to describe one of the most notorious villains to a T. And Deku explained that's just what God told him to say. Now, if Deku literally did not open up a portal and bring them to his rule over hell, they would not have believed him. So yeah, they saw it. His little domain, his little kingdom. So they believe him 100%. After getting shown the hard proof, you believe it. Or you're stupid. It's the only other two options. Either you believe it or don't believe it even after you got the hard proof. So you're stupid. So, yeah. Time progresses, everyone gets their special moves down. Letha tells Deku he has camouflage, so he works on that more than the shadow fighters. Also, his shadow fighters are up to 50. They got 30%. They got 30 more. So, license exam time. So, they're all getting ready for that. And, they all show up, ready to go. Like, Deku's wannabe clone, tall dude looking mofo walks up. And Deku would just tell him to drop the act immediately. Don't try to play that nice shit. We all know you ain't gonna be nice. And he would just drop it immediately and say, alright, if that's how you're gonna play it, then let's play. And they all think they have Deku figured out, but they don't. He's only shown a hair fraction of his power. He's about to show a lot of his power here. So the ball thing happens. Class 1A passes no problem. With Deku, Momo, and Ida's strategy, and Bakugo's ability to easily figure out whose cloak would be best against twos, they easily win. Everything goes great. The rescue part shows up. Oh, God. Okay. The rescue part shows up. Gang Orca attacks. Deku, Todoroki, and the air dude go fight Orca. Deku's doing a great job holding Orca off, so he just tells those two to go help take down the other villains easily. Which they listen to him. Just because, he's got Orca. He don't need help. So everyone passes. No one fails. And let's see. 44 minutes? Yeah, I'll cut this one here. So guys, if you have enjoyed, hit that like button. Subscribe to the Fire Legion. Hit the little bell to turn on notifications, because a lot of you guys that watch my videos aren't subscribed. Like, my Spawn video, part 1, has 75 views, and out of the 75 views, I'm pretty sure only 18 people are subscribed. Because that's how many subscribers I have. So please, do subscribe, guys, and turn on notifications so you know the next time I am Next time I upload a video. Also, join my Discord and Instagram.com at Renegade Viking, so you guys know next time where I'm streaming and when my next video goes up. Anyways, guys, hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.